part of the day to hear a little bit of the backstory of how to build a unicorn, a billion-dollar company. Just like many of you, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been in my past life in startups, also in corporate America, until I founded this show. So I'll place this video and I'll tell you a little bit more of the story. Okay, so when I was a little girl, my dad, who was a very savvy man, once told me something that changed my life forever. He told me that I could be whatever I wanted to be, but if I wanted to be a princess, I need to be a princess that built her own castle. It was right then when I understood the true meaning of what it means to be independent. And at that time, there was not a lot being talked about girls, their future, because when I was a little girl, the plan for a girl like myself was just to get married, get some degree, hang it up on the wall, and just be happy. But my dad wanted me to be independent, and he gave me the tools for that. And thanks to him, I became an entrepreneur. I became a princess that built her own castles, and my mission and my vision is to help other people, princesses and princes, to build their own. And we are living a world of disruption. And we were talking to Borja not so long ago, met Borja this morning, about the crazy things that had happened in our living history back in the 2000s, when the world was divided between what they call the dot-coms, the startups of today, and the brick and mortars, the traditional companies. But at that time, I had the opportunity to be part of the leadership team of one company that was doing something really crazy at that time. We're building an online bank. Imagine, 1999, 2000, telling people that they have to put their money in a bank with no bricks, with no walls, a bank in the cloud. And right at that time, we were working in a company called Paragon.com, because the founder was from Patagonia, Argentina, my home country, and we were building a combination between a media company and a financial transaction platform. Why we were doing that? Because the media company was strategically placed there to develop the audience, to get the leads, to educate, to earn their hearts, and earn their mind, and then earn their money. And on the other side, we were building a transactional platform to issue credit cards, to issue bank services, to help people to compare the different options that they have to select their financial services. And we're doing it with one vision, making it more efficient. Like if we wanted to be the MTV of retail finance, because at that time, and sometimes still now, finance is a very, very dull topic, something that especially women, we don't want to talk about much. But my generation have different plans, your generation has much better opportunities. So what we did was to build a company that, when I became an entrepreneur, changed my perspective of how to build businesses. So we developed a company that has, as I have done in 2000, one side that is a media company, a show, and one side that is a transactional platform and a venture builder. And this is precisely Unicorn Hunters. And we build Unicorn Hunters as a Shark Tank on steroids, which means that we develop a platform that allows entrepreneurs that have companies that have the potential to become billion-dollar businesses to pitch to the global audience. Why? Because Shark Tank is a media show, and it's quite entertaining, but it's just a media show, a show in which rich people get richer. And we saw that for entrepreneurs, there was a big missing opportunity, the opportunity to connect with people from the global audience who may want to have a stake in their businesses by putting their money where their mouth was. So we developed this show called Unicorn Hunters, and we built it with one model in mind, a company that can allow entrepreneurs to pitch their businesses to the world, a venture studio in which we can help them scale to access to capital, to access to money, to access to talent. Basically helping them get the money, but get what is much more important, than the money, which is the sponsorship and the mentorship and the access. And this is exactly what I was missing when I was starting as an entrepreneur, because a lot of people will give me a lot of advice, but I was actually asking for money, for support, for clients, for partners, for people who can take a chance on me. And this is what we build here. And the last part is a transactional platform which allows entrepreneurs to raise the money via global crowdfunding, and then a marketplace to match investors with entrepreneurs' needs. Let's say that we have a lot of people who want to invest in startups, and most likely, if they put money on the startups, they may want to open the rollets and help the startups to scale, connect them with businesses in other parts of the world. So we're doing that. We're building this so everyone in this club, in this investment club, can grow together with entrepreneurs and can have incentives to open up their Rolodex, to open up their networks and help them out. So we launched Unicorn Hunters over 2 years ago with one goal: to bridge the gap between access to talent and access to resources, the talent of the entrepreneurs and the resources of the people. And it was a very, very wild gap, because at that time we were in the pandemic. So we started knocking on doors, with the door of Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, the door of Lance Bass from Ensign, the door of the former treasurer of the United States. And I'm saying that because I was not born in Silicon Valley. I was born in Tandil, a tiny city in Buenos Aires, Argentina, so I didn't have a right hand on them. I just asked. And sometimes we entrepreneurs don't think that by asking we can actually get things happen. So I just want to point this out, because this is about having the courage to ask and being bold and assertive and believing that you can do it. Because this is what makes an entrepreneur backable. They believe that what they have to bring to the table is something that people will want to be part of, that want to invest, that people will want to take a chance on you. So we launched 18 episodes, 17 companies, and one presenting ourselves. We did at the CBS Television City in Los Angeles, and we brought on board one of the top producers from the world, actually one of the executive producers that led the #1 show in reality TV in the world, and Borja will not let me lie. Craig Pestis from Smart Dog Media, the executive producer of The Masked Singer. We brought him on board as a partner, as our executive producer. And I have no idea, other than doing once every other week a TV interview on how to produce a show. But scarcity brings clarity, and in crisis we get the best opportunities. So this is how our show look like. These are the people that we brought along to create this media company that we believe will transform the landscape of entrepreneurship and help talented entrepreneurs from around the world to connect with those people that want to back them. As you can see, we have people representing everyone that will be represented if we take an approach as Gilligan Island. Everyone is there for a reason. We have people from the public sector, public policy makers, because there is a lot you can do when you understand how policy works. And there are a lot of risks that you can take if you don't understand how policy works and how regulation works. We have entertainers that are also entrepreneurs and investors. We have, in the case of Lance, we have bankers, and we have the very same women that make more money than Carlos Slim, the former treasurer of the United States, whose signature is in 85% of currency in dollars in circulation. Rosie Diaz, a Latina as well, that was part also of our board. And we bet on entrepreneurs from around the world. We partner up with hubs, with innovation hubs that were accelerating or selecting entrepreneurs in different places in the world, across continents. And we focus in companies that we believe can scale from growth stage to a unicorn in a fast period of time. We focus in biohealth, in tech health, we focus in e-commerce, we focus as well in climate tech, we focus as well in sport tech, and in fintech, and in gaming, and in Web3. And we did that because we were wanting to align those entrepreneurs that were solving the world real issues with the access to what they need, because we believe people want change. And we wanted to democratize the access to investment opportunities for the masses, because up until very recently, people that can invest in pre-IPO, means companies before they go public, were actually the people that already have money. And when companies are already public, they are already expensive because the bankers already invested in them at an early stage. So we wanted to democratize that and help people from anywhere in the world to invest in smaller accounts in companies that can be perhaps the next Uber, perhaps the next Tesla, perhaps the next anyone that you want, the company that you are running. George Company, for example, when you get early on the companies, you have a chance to really make a difference. And just as an anecdote, a person that invested $5,000 early on in Uber at the time of the IPO, his $5,000 turned into $25 million. So this is why it is important to work with entrepreneurs, to see the amazing work that my colleague and friend Susan is doing, working with entrepreneurs to help them build and scale their businesses, because for you, investors, these are the opportunities that you can take to truly make a difference. And as I said, we have 18 episodes, we funneled 255 million in the show. We have entrepreneurs from 8 countries represented, and this was started during the pandemic, where we have to wear masks and we have to wear shields, and we have to be like 6 feet apart from everyone in the audience. We have a lot of visibility, and we build partnerships across platforms with one vision, making sure that we have the maximum visibility possible. We went on on-air entertainment, we went in traditional media through their online partners, we went through platforms, and we are going strong now preparing for the second season. And we got a lot of visibility as well, because part of this process of building a unicorn factor is to build yourself a unicorn, and for that you need to build brand. Brand is probably one of the most important assets a company can have, and it can never be underrated, because it's what makes people to take a chance on you, to believe. And I'm a communications person by trade, I'm an entrepreneur by profession, and I cannot emphasize enough the importance of building a brand. So if you go to Unicorn Hunters, you can see some of the episodes. This is Basmine, is one of my favorites. It's an entrepreneur of Indian origin based in the UK who developed a technology that brings thermal sensors for doing matching with solutions from doctors and AI to do better diagnostics. Quite impressive. I'm not going to get into this now. And we're taking this to the next level by actually connecting the entrepreneurs with different innovation hubs. In this case, we recently signed a partnership with the state of Qatar to represent Qatari innovation. Qatar as an innovation hub to take entrepreneurs from all over the world, because they have the resources, they have the interest to diversify their economy, but they are interested in getting companies who want to grow and want to have a soft landing in Qatar. And through Unicorn Hunters, we are also representing them. So this is part of that. And we created brand partnerships with different stars, including Hall of Fame players like Chris Carter, Jamal, Chase, and many more. Juan Pablo Montoya from, let me get this back, from Formula One. Juan Pablo Montoya is a Colombian, very well-known former Formula One racer, who was one of the 2 persons in win the Triple Crown champion. So we partner with him also to bring entrepreneurs through his network and access, and as you could see here, many of the other Hall of Fame players. And Sebastián, who is the future, because what we wanted to do by bringing the legends, Juan Pablo Montoya, Steve Wozniak, Lance Bass, together alongside the show and everything that we do with the future, you guys, the entrepreneurs that are building the solutions that are there to change not only the narrative but the celebrity, is actually to close this gap that the market hasn't done it. And Sebastián is a Formula 3 rider, one of the rising stars in the world of that. We also launched it alongside with the show, a token what we call unicorn is United Universal, the unicorn of crypto. And there you see the connection with branding. When you think of unicorn, you think of $1 billion businesses. So we were allowing people to invest in companies that have $1 billion potential. But what we found was that many people were telling us, like, wow, I love this company, and I like this other, and I like this other. How can I invest in a vehicle that will have equity stakes in all of them and beyond, so I can hedge my risk? So we saw at that time, and this was almost 2 years ago, that the crypto market was very murky. There was like a lot of fraud, a lot of people who were just launching a token, and behind the idea of anonymity were just disappearing with the money. So that caused a lot of damage into the industry because, of course, bad players like stain the reputation of an industry that is here to stay, that is growing and growing, going stronger day by day. So what we did, we decided to go a different way. We have the show, we got the audience, it's hundreds of millions of potential viewers from around the world, entrepreneurs that were changing the narrative and the reality of how companies are built, but also we needed to find the vehicle. So we created the first transparent token by going straight to file for a security, to sell the rights of the tokens to people who wanted to buy. Public reporting company, over 3 years of audited financials. We raised money on the right to buy the tokens so we can create this portfolio, and then once we have the SEC approval, we will launch it in the US and internationally. So this was a vehicle also that we brought together to change the reality of how crypto is done, doing it public reporting, accredited investors in the US, non-accredited and accredited investors internationally, and backed by a lot of assets that we took as part of our fundraising strategy. And this allows us to take the company to a complete new stage. We took over $3 billion in assets as part of the investment because we allow people to invest using their assets. And now we are preparing to launch, and the important announcement that I wanted to share with you today is that we are taking the Unicorn Hunters to the next season, to the seasons 2, and we are today announcing the opening of a scouting of companies that will be featured in this second edition that we are launching. And this is just to wrap up. The blockchain technology, the blockchain train has left its station. So it's not whether we believe or not in blockchain technology or in crypto. This has already happened, and the way that we invest and the way that we connect is completely changing, not only today, but for the future in a very, very fast pace, because it was a very Wild West. It was a very murky situation. So I want you, if Javier helped me to get the video on, I wanted to show you what Unicorn Hunters is about, and I want to invite you, if you are an entrepreneur, to check out Unicorn Hunters and see if the criteria that we are looking for, companies that are scaling up, companies that are at growth stage, that need access to market, access to capital, and access to network within this industry, is a fit for you, or is a fit for people that you may know. Because we believe that by doing this and bringing media to the masses, to help them the opportunity, give them the opportunity to invest in entrepreneurs, is going to change the world. And we believe that we can make it happen just by combining the world of media and the world of entertainment with financial transaction platforms. So there you can see the episode, you can see Unicorn Hunters as well in YouTube. You can see it if you have Roku, if you have Amazon Prime, if you have any of these platforms, you can see it there. If you are from Latin America and you have Claro Video, it can also be accessible through Claro Video. And you will see entrepreneurs in this first edition from the US, from Latin America. We have one founder of a biotech company from Mexico, former CEO of Pfizer, who developed transdermal patches to prevent the negative impact of the treatment of cancer. So we're looking for these kind of entrepreneurs that can build a better world. So I can talk here forever, but if the team can help me to get the video played, you will skip it. Okay, if not, I can open up for questions. Do you guys have any questions in the meantime? Is there anything that you would like to know? That's a very good question. We look at many different pointers. We have a decalogue, or what can make a company become a unicorn. One, of course, is it has to bring a disruption in their technology or their business model. They need to solve a problem that is transformative enough, but also has a market that is large enough to scale, so they can have the size of a company that will require and will sustain a valuation of $1 billion. The other thing is the entrepreneurs. We want people who are ambitious, who are confident, people who can transmit trust, because the trust that you can transmit as an entrepreneur is what will help you to get the investors, to get the people to take a chance on you, your team members, whom you can convince to be part of your company. And then also, of course, is the competition. We're looking for companies that are not in a super crowded space, and that you have a significant difference in your business model and the way that you run the company that will make the competition be meaningless compared to what you have to offer. And I can continue like for a long time, and I can send you some info as well. But I think the founders are even more important than the companies, because the industry changed. The business models may change a lot of times, because we have been permanently in a chaos of market disruptions. So the ability of the entrepreneurs to adjust and to respond and to pivot is something that is even more valuable than the current business plan. So.
To join our hungry unicorns, then you are in the right place. A new hunting season is about to start. We will give you an opportunity to evaluate the leaders of carefully selected emerging growth companies.
One technology to solve all the problems of climate change all over the planet.
What I'm holding here has the potential to help save 10 million lives.
Hello, Unicorn Hunters. My name is Tom Albert, and I can see the future.
Unicorn Hunters is an innovative business show that created a new genre, enrichtainment.
I feel like we're listening to the Elon Musk of medicine.
Stop right there, because otherwise you're going to end up in too good to be true type of category.
Our show can make you rich.
Our sign clients are preparing to launch, have over 10 million end users in the United States alone, and we're just getting started.
You decide if you want to bet on their success.
Hey, if you're Superman, I'm glad I wore my cape today.
The only consideration is, why aren't you already a unicorn?
Unicorn Hunter.
The Unicorn Hunters.
Unicorn Hunters is looking for that next
$1 billion business.
In addition to massive funding, the presenting companies compete to win a jackpot of 10 million unicorns.
Wow.
Potentially a $400 million value.
I believe in you, and I need you to have some unicorns to get you to the next level. So I'm not yes.
With billions of dollars in sales, Unicorn has experienced a 4,900% growth since its unveiling in 2021, and is well positioned to become the leading cryptocurrency.
So it's game time. Who's with me? I kind of love this womenkind world domination thing going on.
Unicorn Hunter is wealth creation democratized.
Can investors make money on this? That's the reason that this show exists.
Let the hunt begin.
So we are officially open for applications, and I want to thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is sm@unicornhunters, and I'm very happy to be here with you today, and good evening.
All right. Thank you, Silvina. Thank you very much. Thank you all
This was a lovely day. This was very exciting. I appreciate you for staying with us this afternoon. Thank you, Suzanne, for having us at the University of Miami. Daniel, for being a huge help here today. Stay connected. We are not in Miami anymore, but we decided to slowly come back and keep doing a couple of experiences and workshops and master classes, probably together with Suzanne University. Webcourse.com and at Webcourse. Our next stop is planned October 22nd, 23rd in Quito, in Ecuador. We're expecting around 1,000 attendees for the third edition. After that, next year we're doing a tour again in Los Angeles. We're opening the Middle East and a couple of new destinations. Then our usually big event in Colombia. That's everything on webcourse.com. I appreciate you so much. We'll be around if you have questions, you want to take a picture, you want to exchange contact. We'd love to connect with you guys all. Thank you very much. This is the end of the day. Thank you, Suzanne.